In this video, I'm just gonna show you how to create a data grid from JSON. So I have my Flash builder opened up here. I'm just gonna create a new Flex project and name it Flex Data Grid from JSON. Rest all properties you don't have to bother about, so I'm just gonna click finish. Okay, so it opens your flat XML file with the application main tag. Normally you can create any component at root, but I like to have a panel, so I'm just gonna create a panel. I will name it Dota 2 heroes list, and let's take width to be 400, height to be 400, vertical center, horizontal center, to just put the panel into the middle of the screen. If you can just go to the design view, you will see that it is now in the middle of automatically. Under this, because I'm just gonna put a vertical layout, I want only two controls, so I'm just gonna set vertical layout for this. Now I'll need a button to call a JSON web service. I'm just gonna create a button, get JSON data, and I'll just, so if you see automatically it generates. I'm not writing any actual code, so I'm just gonna create a data grid, and let's name it heroes, and let's span the data grid to the full content of this. Rows we will not bother about, so I'm just gonna create columns under the data grid now, and columns expect basically an array list, and I'm just gonna give him grid column, and there is a header text property which is the title of the column, so this I name it hero ID, and there is a data field property, this I'm gonna name it ID. I'll show you what is the meaning of these two later in this video. And the second column is the hero name and this. So this is my data grid is created. So just to show you what JSON I'm parsing, this is my JSON. It's just simple list right from stream about the heroes that Dota 2 has. I'm just gonna show it in the table. So this is my design is created. If you go to the design view here, you will see hero ID and hero name already gone. So next thing would be just to call a web service. I'm just create an HTTP web service. This is JSON Dota 2 heroes. Let's keep it this way. And URL, I'm just gonna keep this URL. And I'm just gonna explain why we are keeping this, because if you see there is last part of this, actually after question mark, as you see, this is a parameter that we have to pass. So actual URL is only this, and method that you can see it is get, because I just want to get the data, and method I've specified get. So there is a property called as result format. For JSON I'm gonna set it text, and I normally set this property to false because I'm directly connected to my internet. So if you're in a firewall, you should set it to true. There are two interfaces, fault and string, result of every web service in Flash. So fault, you can generate a default event handler by just clicking enter, and result also I'm just gonna do the same. So till now your web service is ready to go. So when this web service will be called, we inserted this button, so this should be called here. So my practice that I do is before sending a web service, I cancel it and then I send it. Sorry, send it. So as you see, we have to pass the parameters. Here is where we pass the parameter. Parameter is just an object, so create an object, and the only parameter that we have to pass is key, which is, I'm just taking it from here. Okay, actually it is my Dota 2 web API key, but I'm just going to show you how it is. And params is what you pass here, and the moment you send it, your web service will be sent. So to be able to code it, I'm just going to show you how to read the response. So I'm just going to put a debug here, and I'm going to run the project in debug mode. So if you see, it opens this, and click get JSON data, this pops up. So I'm just going to shift it to the design view. So if you see, my control is here in the code, which is, I've got the result. If you say event dot, there is a property called as result. So if you see the result, the full data is there here. I'm just gonna expand it for you. If you see, everything is there. So what you need to do is, you need to convert this into something that can be read by the table. Let's do it. In the result handler, first you create a JSON object. It is type is object, and there is an inbuilt class in ActionScript which is JSON.parse, and it takes string, which is like event.result.toString, which we just saw. So this is what it is returned in JSON object. So you have to set this in the data provider of this data grid. So I will just say this dot heroes dot data provider. Actually, data grid is an array collections, means collection of more than one items. So I'm just gonna say new array collection. Okay, and JSON obj dot, if you see, it will contain result dot heroes. Why I'm going heroes? Result dot heroes, and array collection takes an input as array, so I'm just gonna say array. That's it. I think it should work. Let's try it. So I click get, goes to debug, I click yes. I'm again gonna show you what is there. Result, everything is there. In JSON object, if you see, full thing is there now. It has all the heroes, object, everything. So let's continue this. Now the code is completed. Let me go back here, and here you see your full table list included, and it has already scrolled you, provided, and heroes ID, it is sorted for you, provided sorted on every column by default. That is ActionScript. That's how you do it.